What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. In this box, you guys probably know what this is. Very, very special review for you guys today, thanks to Cleats AU who sent these out to me. Got a pair, they're super rare, and I'm really excited to show you the Tiempo Legend 9 30th anniversary in the pearl colorway. Now, this is the opposite colorway to the previous boots that I reviewed in the green, kind of emerald, atomic emerald or something that they called it, with the white accents. These are, of course, the reverse. You've got the Nike swoosh, a bespoke box for this particular, that matches this particular pair of boots. You've got the Tiempo 10 logo. So the Tiempo is that little circle with the line through it, and then you've got Tiempo 10 with the Roman numeral X, 2024. These, of course, debuting in 1994. Tiempo logoing there, Tiempo on the long side. And then here is your size chart. I'll try not to open it too much, but there you go. So Tiempo 10 Elite 30th Anniversary FG SE, which stands for Special Edition. My usual 9 US, UK 8, 27 centimeters, and Euro 42.5. Now let's get these unboxed. Very exciting. Oh, sick. Okay, so a couple little notes from Cleats AU. There's your little code to click that. You can pause the frame. Make sure you get that on your phone. Cleats AU is an awesome dealer out of Australia, so local to kind of my area. And little note here. Noah, thank you for continually supporting my business and always bringing the good vibes. You are the GOAT. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. So really quickly, before I get the actual boots unboxed, this internal lining is like a suede felt material. That is really cool, very premium feeling. Yeah, very excited about that. Okay, whoa, holy, oh my days. Yeah, wow, these are crazy looking. Okay, in my opinion, these absolutely crush the other pair. These are absolutely fantastic looking. Interesting, the upper is a bit different as well, just from like a texturing and feel perspective. The sole plate looks absolutely amazing. That's incredible. Okay, very cool. I'm really excited about this pair of football boots. There's the right shoe with, of course, a little bit of, little keychain or something going on here. Oh, nice. Look at that. Little Nike swoosh keychain. That's kind of dope. Made with at least 20% recycled content. Thank you, Nike. Now, these obviously weren't in the string bags, but the string bags of this boot, or string bag of this boot, is super special. This is a massive and very, very heavy string bag. It's like super dense, absolutely beautiful, and super soft as well. It's got this like really premium feel to it. Man, I wish Nike would do this for all of their boot bags. So it's got embroidered in it the Tiempo Legend logo with the 1994. You've got the swoosh as well. And then on this side, you've got the same thing. God, this is so premium. And then of course, the rest of the inside of the box is all that felt material as well. So I'm gonna get this all out of the way and we're gonna talk about the 30th anniversary Tiempo. That looks pretty good. And here it is. Wow. Really quick, I'm actually going to take this little keychain action off and see if I can't get this little piece of paper off as well. I just want to make it look as clean as possible. That little keychain's super cool. I reckon I'll put that on my keys. All right, get this all back like that. Tuck it underneath, and we will go from there. Very cool. All right, nice and clean. All right, so a little history about the Tiempo Legend 9 in this 30th anniversary colorway. Now, I think these look absolutely sensational. I have a gripe with the fact that they didn't do a leather model for the 30th anniversary. I think if they're gonna celebrate Tiempo as a heritage, putting that on a non-leather football boot is kind of disappointing. That being said, this is the pearl colorway. There are obviously two. I have the flip-flopped model, which is that sort of this iridescent green colorway. I believe they call it Atomic Emerald. And then you have the white swoosh on the other one. Both look pretty good. This obviously being the God tier model, I think this looks absolutely sensational. Reminds me of the white and emerald Tiempo Legend 4 Elite. That is super iconic. There have been a couple other Tiempos that are right in this kind of similar colorway as well. Celebrating 30 years of Tiempo, so these obviously are more limited than that other Emerald edition. My only gripe as well is that they say these are more limited, and admittedly they are much harder to get. They sell for much higher on the resale market. However, unlike some of the other Tiempos of the past that have been limited edition, I'll give you an example. Or actually like this particular model. So this is a Tiempo Legend 9 Elite. As you can see, white and white. Love these, love white boots just in general. But this colorway is also super limited. Apparently only 2,000 pairs were made of these, but they're not numbered. And I don't have any idea. So the pair right here, these are Phantom Venoms. Those are only 2,000 pairs in the world, and they're numbered. And I've used them a bunch because I bought them gently used. These are supposed to be the same, like very, very limited, as are these, and they don't number them. And it's really disappointing because I think not only would they be able to sell for more on the resale market, which obviously I'm not going to do because I'm going to keep these, but it makes it a little bit more special when you have celebrating a 30th anniversary. It's this whole thing. You make two different models, two different colorways or reverse colorways. And this one is like the more special, more limited model. Obviously you get a way more special unboxing experience. The box is incredible. The string bag is super premium and thick and like suede and all that good stuff, but they're not numbered. And that's really annoying. And it's really, really weird. So as far as the boot goes and the history goes, it's a little misleading because it's a really dope colorway, and there's some like really interesting, like 1994 signed there, 2024 signed there for the 30th anniversary, obviously. But it doesn't really do the 30th anniversary thing, which is supposed to pay homage to Tiempos of the past. This obviously being a synthetic, it's not numbered. I think it'd be so cool if they had done like 2024 pairs or 1994 pairs or something like that. Media can okay, let's assume that Nike said there's only 2024 pairs, or there's only 1,994 pairs for 1994. I probably wouldn't believe them because there's always going to be extras floating around, really crazy fakes going around. So it's like, unless you number them, then it doesn't, I don't know. I have gripes with not numbering limited. Even if the limited edition's like 5,000 pairs, you still like number them. It makes it so much more special. Anyway, I digress. Let's go into tech specs really quick of these 30th anniversary. So of course, this is just a basic Tiempo Legend 10 Elite. You've got the Fly Touch Plus, which is Nike's and ACC. So it's a proprietary synthetic leather that sort of changes depending on the coating. So depending on the colorway, you might get a little bit of a shiny stickiness sensation. On the original World Cup women's colorway that I reviewed, that was more of a matte finish. So depending on the color, you'll get a little bit of a different sensation. It'll feel a little bit different, but for the most part, the Fly Touch Plus is a really nice material in my opinion. It feels really good. It's very, very soft for a synthetic leather, and it does a nice job of wrapping your foot in a way that is a little bit too tight for me, but I imagine if I fit in this boot really well, these would be super, super comfortable. So Fly Touch Plus, definitely an interesting and cool new technology from the Nike brand. No, it's not leather, so it's a little bit disappointing from that standpoint, but it is a good synthetic and definitely a next step, obviously, from their old synthetic leather, which is Kangolite. Through the lacing system area and here through the heel, you've got the Flyknit, which adds to that sort of wrapped sensation. It gives you a little bit more of a seamless feel throughout the entirety of the upper, which is really nice. Perforated suede in the heel liner feels pretty good. I find that the Tiempo in particular, because of how thin the shape is now, it's almost on par with the Vapor as far as how thin it feels. A little disappointing, unfortunately. And because of that, Anybody who has a little bit of a wider midfoot is going to pull this material here, which is going to open up the heel areas. And because the heel area is supposed to be like very neutral and it's supposed to fit everybody, it almost doesn't fit a lot of people in that way, because you do get a little bit of that kind of too open feeling, unfortunately. So I get a little, despite the boots actually being too thin for my feet, the heel is actually too large, which I know doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe at some point I'll make a video about why the shape is kind of awkward. But anyway, you get the idea. But I do think if you fit in the Tiempo, I think the heel area won't give you any problems at all. So don't be discouraged by me saying that my feet don't fit in them. I think for anybody who has a narrow to a pretty average standard foot, your feet are going to fit in here just fine. So pretty nice. Then of course you have the Tiempo sole plate, which has two little cutouts here to sort of reduce pressure, supposedly. You do get the chrome finish will wear off with use over time sticker, which is of course the case with any chrome sole plate. These look absolutely sensational. And I will say that this sole plate is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, from Nike. I wish they were to throw this one on the Phantom GX. I think that would be just an absolutely cracking football boot. I think if they made this sole plate as the FG model for the Phantom, amazing, amazing. It makes total sense why they do what they do for the Vapor and the Superfly, but for the Tiempo, this works fantastically well. I have really no gripes or issues with the sole plate. Traction is good, grip is good with some of the more bladed studs here, and then you've got the bladed studs in the heel area, and really on AG, I feel totally fine with this sole plate, and then on FG, they're great as well. So in my opinion, this is probably the best sole plate on the market for Nike right now. That's my opinion, particularly because the Air Zoom is just a little bit much for me. I think it's cool, it's interesting. It just doesn't like do anything for me personally. So this is what I prefer, and this is what I would like to wear for the most part. So let me know down in the comment section below, what sole plate is your favorite from the Nike brand? Let's get these out on feet and try them on. I imagine they're gonna fit just the same as any other Tiempo, but gosh, they look amazing. Very excited to see what they look like with some really crispy white socks and a nice NC kit. Let's hop into it. All right, fam, out here in the backyard with the absolutely beautiful Pearl 30th anniversary edition of the Tiempo Legend 10 Elite. Thanks again to Cleats AU for getting these out to me. I know it's these launched a couple weeks ago, but I don't even care, and I just am excited to have these in the collection. These are beautiful. Let's get these on feet. As you can see, this white colorway and the sole plate in the sunshine is absolutely stunning. These are just unbelievable looking football boots. I wish Nike just made boots like this all the time. But then again, then these ones wouldn't be as special. These are a size 9 US, of course, which I'll reiterate again. My guess is these will fit very similar to all the other Tiempo Legend 10 Elites, which is very, very snug and a little bit too thin for my foot, but I will explain a little bit on that one later, and we'll just appreciate how absolutely fantastic these look, because goodness gracious, I am a huge fan of this colorway. Lovely. So true to size, there you go. Here we go, 9 US, and fits perfectly. I've got a tiny bit of space on the very end, but that is not a problem. God, they look so good, hey. Wow. All right, let's get this other shoe off and throw the right boot on. Lovely. I am wearing a pair of WeFoot grip socks. If you guys want 20% off, they are my favorite grip socks on the market, and they have thin and thick ones, which is fantastic. And you can find 20% discount code in the link down below, or use code NOAH20 at checkout. Boom, there we go. All right. So there's what they look like on feet, and I gotta say, they look amazing. Amazing. Super pretty. Sole plate, exceptional. The only downside is, if you use these a bunch, that chrome finish, as it says on the sticker, will wear off. But at the end of the day, if I catch you in Melbourne rocking a pair of these, I'm going to come up to you I'm gonna introduce myself, and I'm gonna give you a massive dap, because these are sick. And if you wear these, you're probably really dope. So yeah, if you're in Melbourne and you have a pair of these, let me know, because I'll come watch you play. All right, there's what it looks like on feet with a black kit. Absolutely iconic. White boots, black kit. It just looks so like suave. You just look so swaggy, in my opinion. Any sort of like all white boots, especially with such a low profile like the Tiempo Legend 10, I think looks incredible. Now, looks aside. So now we've put the looks aside. It's all positive for me from a looks perspective. Now let's go to probably things that I don't like about this boot. One is Tiempo Legends should fit most people. I just think a Tiempo should fit. The Tiempo is the boot that everyone can go to the store and they know, okay, if nothing else fits me, I'm gonna buy a Tiempo because I know that's gonna be comfy and I know that's gonna fit well. Tiempo Legend 10 does not do that. It is too thin to be a Tiempo. They are very, very narrow. As you can see, the toe box pinches in quite a bit, and as you can see, my midfoot is like popping over the side of the sole plate, which is obviously not a good sign for a boot that's meant to sort of fit everybody. Now, with modern day football boots and the way that sort of the silos are going, they're going in the direction of like, how aesthetically pretty can we be? And I get it, because these look amazing, no doubt, I'm not doubting that, but what that doesn't do is that doesn't actually do anything for the fit and the comfort of the boots. If you look at some of the most comfortable boots of all time, often you sacrifice a little bit from the aesthetics perspective. And it's my thesis that the Tiempo looks amazing, but it doesn't fit very well because they've gone too aesthetic as opposed to more functional, if that makes sense. Now, Fly Touch Plus on this particular colorway is very, very sticky. So you are gonna get a pretty nice little bit of extra, if I can juggle the ball correctly, there we go. You are gonna get a little bit of extra grip, so especially if you're manipulating the ball this way, like any sort of little touches around, you're gonna feel a little bit more grip elements compared to, say, some other colorways that have more of a matte finish to them. But that's no worries in my opinion. It's just gonna add a little bit of something different compared to a different colorway. Fly Touch Plus is a nice material. I do think that if they were to make a more anatomically shaped football boot with Fly Touch Plus, it'd be a smash hit. I think most people would actually really enjoy this. As you can see, they are super low volume. Like here, actually, let me grab a pair of Superflies that I just reviewed. I don't know which video is gonna come out first, but okay, Superfly, and look at that toe box area. So if I'm gonna sit in my heel and put my toe down, I gotta sit in the heel, look at that toe box. See, and then I drag it back. Look how much higher that toe box is than the Tiempo. Like the Superfly, the speed boot, the thin model is now a little bit more voluminous than the Tiempo, which to me is a sin. Like that's not how the Tiempo has always been, in my opinion. And it's not even an opinion. Objective truth. Tiempo has always been for the best boot for the masses, and they've ruined it here. Fly Touch Plus is good. Sole plate, really, really good. As I said in the unboxing portion of the video, I sort of like this sole plate over most of the sole plates in the Nike lineup right now. I think it's definitely better than Cyclone 360, at least for my preferences. And then I do think, in my opinion, it's better just generally than the Air Zoom sole plate. Now, it's debatable whether Air Zoom should exist in the Tiempo or not. Like, I'm not debating that. But from the traction standpoint, I like the studs on these a lot better. I love how neutral they are. They just fit really well. And there is a reason why most pros still go and wear the old Tiempo Legend 4 sole plate and Tiempo Legend 5 sole plate. They'll put that on their GX, or they'll put that on their Vapor or their Superfly, because at the end of the day, the pros want the most neutral, comfortable sole plate they can, and the Tiempo definitely has that. So that's a huge positive. For me, the heel area fits okay. It's a little bit wide for my for my liking. I like something that's a little bit more narrow, but that, again, I have a really narrow heel area and then a pretty wide midfoot and a wide toe box, so that's why the Tiempo just doesn't fit super well. So overall thoughts on the Tiempo Legend 10 Elite. It's not a Tiempo anymore. It's not what, you know, most people would think. This particular colorway is incredible. It's probably the best Tiempo colorway that I've seen in the Tiempo Legend 10 generation. I'm just gonna go out there and say this is the best one. From a fit perspective, if you have narrow feet, you'll probably fit in these perfect, and I think they'd be a really great option for you because they're actually really good for a synthetic leather boot. The Fly Touch Plus does a great job wrapping your foot, gives you a good touch on the ball, really connected. It's very consistent throughout the entire upper, which is awesome. So narrow feet, awesome. Sort of neutral shaped feet, you'll probably be fine because these will break in. So my old pair of Tiempos actually stretched a little bit here through the midfoot, stretched a little bit here through the toe box area, and then sort of I was able to break them in a little bit. So medium width feet, you'll be fine. Wide feet like me, stay away. They're just not suited for you anymore. And that's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that video of the special edition 30th anniversary Tiempo Legend 10 in this pearl colorway. Go give a follow and a hey, you're dope DM to Cleats AU. She is absolutely awesome. Sent these out to me. So definitely go shout her out and shoot her, hey, you're dope. You got cool stuff. DM from me and just say I told you to. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the review, guys. If you guys have any more questions on the Tiempo Legend 10 or the 30th anniversary edition, either way, let me know down in the comments section below. What do you guys think of this particular colorway compared to all the other Tiempo Legend 10 colorways? I also wanna know that as well down in the comment section below. Hit that like button if you got value from the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.